Good morning. It's me, Pearl from Pearl and the Prayers, and this is Tuned In Tarot. Thank you for being here today. I don't know what the hell is going on with my camera. It's like all over the place, but welcome. It is time for the Divine Tune-In to find out where the energy of the twins is for this lovely day of 11/22, which is like a lot of union. It seems like maybe there's some union. I don't know. There's some definitely union in the spread already. There is an interesting. I had this experience, so I'm cutting back a little bit on some of the oracles. Or just like switching some of them around a little bit, and so I had them all piled up here, and I had shuffled everything, and I like leaned the cards for the feminine up against like the decks I have here, whatever the bottom of the decks, I put them there. And then I don't know why. Like I didn't touch anything near the pile of cards, but I grabbed something else, not near it, and one of the cards floated down, and it was like weird. It was weird. And it landed on the top of the Divine Feminine, and the bottoms of the decks fell forward. And I was like, So I left it there, and I was like, oh, I'll just, whatever card that is, I'll, put it at the top of the reading. Well, after I had finished whatever I was doing before then, I looked at the card, and it is literally a sign from above. I was like, oh my God, that's ridiculous. So we're starting this reading off with this energy that is like intense. It's intense. Good morning, sunshine. So I feel like the messages coming through today are going to be pretty powerful, and yay, I'm glad. Welcome. Thanks for being here. If you're new here, we are taking a look at the balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine sides of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And if we want to see changes, we have to shift and change the energy within ourselves. And this stuff definitely works. I've been doing it for a minute. Okay. So we look at the masculine energy and then the feminine energy. And I am not talking about gender. And I'm also not talking about your person. But I am talking about your energy, and your person will reflect your energy. So the more you know about all of your energy, the more you will understand the interactions you have with everyone in your life, not just with your person. Your person is just the thing that has brought you to me, and I'm the vessel through which this lesson is going to be learned. And then you won't need your person. And then maybe you come into alignment, maybe you don't, but you're in alignment in self and you don't care at that point. And that's my job here. So I will help you get to that point if that sounds good to you. If you would like to be like, not thinking constantly about another person and thinking more about yourself and what you want to do and accomplish and be and have like really great, cool, awesome things happen to you, stick around. Okay. I can guarantee that you will at least be entertained. All right. That is my job, to entertain you. Okay. So I've been doing a thing where I hone the reading so that when we come here with the single-minded intention of getting whatever the hell our ego desires immediately, in instant gratification-like form, I can like bring it down to earth and be like, well, there is a higher purpose here. And if you know the higher purpose, maybe you won't be as anxious to get what your ego desires, because maybe what your ego desires depends upon you embracing what is for the highest good of all, right? And then you can get the things you want, because the things that you want, you realize are for your highest good when they come to you at the proper time. Okay, so I also decided that I really want to get more into this a Menti Oracle deck that I received as a gift from Christy. And if you'd like to send me a deck, and I do love to receive decks, you can go to pearlsprayers.com, click Tuned In Tarot, and there's a send me a deck button. It's highly convenient. Also, there's a description box below. But I love receiving decks. It's so fun. I get to give you a lot of different messages and hone in on my skills. So thank you for sending me this deck, Christy. But I want to get into it more. And I like that when we hone in these messages, it gives us this focus. So I'm going to pull one of these cards. I'm not going to read the description for it, but just the words on the cards. And I love that this today says, I offer words of good intent. So this is the general state. That the messages you receive, it's like almost verifying this position that I read for. What is for the highest good of all? It's that's our intention as we hear the words that I speak today. I offer these words of good intent. I hope that we can honor this card, which is ta-da, the Princess of Cups. So in the Thoth Tarot, there are two pages, Princess and Prince. So for me, that gives me a feeling of focusing on either the feminine aspects of the card or the masculine aspects of the card, whereas the page overall messages apply for both. There's some aspect that's more about emotion or more about material or headspace. It depends on the card. So to come out with, I offer words of good intent, and we see a feminine here and birds, which for me is always about messages that we receive, or in this case, perhaps we're sending, because it does look like the birds are flying away from her. And we see this spiral here, which is significant because of that vortex energy where everything that we long for awaits us. It's all the things that we have sort of put into our mind, and it's just swirling there until we can get into this alignment pattern with it. So she is sending off these words of good intent. This coming out with this theme, which is like true love, puppy love. I always say, anytime I have Page of Cups, I say it's like carving your initials on a tree. It's so naive and innocent and lovely, but it's also relatively small. You know, it's not like this isn't going to be the outpouring that would come from the Knight of Cups, but this is going to be very heart-centered, and it represents new feelings, new emotions, a burgeoning, growing love of the feminine energy from the feminine energy. And it would be for the highest good of all, for the feminine to be. It's funny because I heard in a reading this morning, see only love. And then I made a post today of that with the song that I released in July. And that song is called It's Me, Babe. And I released that as Pearl and the Prayers. You can listen to it on all the streaming services. I wrote, see only love. And this is like speak only love. So I love this. And I just want to remind you that it came out with this card. And in every single one of these cards, we have this feeling. There's the rose, which represents like heart, love, emotion. This gesture of offering coming from each one of the energies of these cards. So very poignant imagery for me to start us right off. Okay, let's dig in. Who's first? All right. We'll do Divine Masculine because we had the feminine go yesterday, I think. Whatever, that's what's happening. No, actually, I think masculine went first yesterday. Fine, we're going to do feminine today. Okay. Doesn't matter. It's just energy. It's all your person and you all mixed up all together. Fun times at Ridgemont High. Let's go ahead. Top of the deck for Divine Feminine. Overall, this is what's on her mind, in her headspace, consuming her. And it is the Magician in reverse. So, I don't love the Magician in reverse because it's usually indicating things like manipulation or forcing or pushing, not trying to co-create, being powerless, not really being tapped into our power. And what I think that this is about for feminine is she feels like she doesn't have, it's like she's asked for things or experiences or people. And she's not able to trust issues came up for the divine feminine part of the shuffle from Cardi B. So not able to trust in her magic. She's feeling challenged in believing in the spells that she casts. And that can be literally for those of us in the community that are casting spells. And it can be, metaphorically for like when you ask for something and it's not coming, feeling like you don't have the power to manifest. So this is on her headspace a lot. This also could be a realization that she was not using all the tools, or is not using all the tools at her disposal to really hone in on her power. So this can be about seeking empowerment and trying to come into her power as well. And we'll see more as the spread unfolds here. Okay, then we are getting the niggling feeling in the back of her mind is the Ace of Pentacles. Now, when I shuffle, I use 4 decks. I leave the tops and the bottoms of the decks visible, and then usually the other cards are flipped over. But since I can see the top of the deck, I'll go ahead and show you that this divine feminine's niggling feeling, the thing that's underlying all of her thoughts and decisions, this Ace of Pentacles, well, that's the top of the deck for the masculine's heart space already today. So we are definitely honing in. We're coming close to this union energy in regards specifically to the pentacle. And it's very profound because the masculine side, the heart of that masculine dominant person, is in complete alignment with the headspace of the feminine dominant person. That is absolutely head and heart in union. So there is a person with an offer that matches the offer that is underlying all of divine feminine's thoughts. And I do think that that awareness is making divine feminine feel a bit powerless. And it's kind of like, it's like the last shreds of doubt or something. That's what I'm feeling. Now that Ace of Pentacles in this image, sometimes I have decks with feminine type of hands, or this is a more of a masculine type of hand. So I'm feeling that the feminine is really thinking about getting an offer from the counterpart energy, not gender, remember, but the counterpart. Not it's her offer, but it's someone else that's offering her something. All right, now I let 2 cards come out for the first, oh my God. For the first thing on her mind. And I'm really not surprised, but I'm also surprised, but not surprised. Okay, but yeah. We are getting the Ace of Wands. So we got the Ace of Pentacles, the offer, which is the one thing she truly desires. There you go. We've got both of the aces here. And then the Strength card upright, which I'm like, yes, divine feminine. Because if we got the Magician in reverse and the Strength card in reverse, I would be like, wah, wah. Like, all right, we got stuff to work on. But no, divine feminine is controlling her ego. She's controlling her sexual energy. She is not, there's so many birds flying around right now in the sky, like, and they're all mourning doves. There are 4 mourning doves that Bowie and I see every day when we go out down to the basement to go out where the parking lot is, our lovely walking area. So lovely. But there are mourning doves down there, and they fly around my building, and all 4 of them were just flying right in front of me, which is so significant because when Noah received the branch, knowing that they could return to the land it came from, the mourning dove. Okay. Anyway, Yay, grounding. The flood is over, the disaster is over, kind of a feeling. And the Four of Wands, that stability. This is what happens when you start reading all the time and you're like, oh, I don't even need cards, just things happen and I'm getting messages. Okay, well, Divine Feminine is controlling her sexual energy and her ego. So she's not letting herself get carried away by her desires. In a way, it's almost like she's not manipulating her own self with her mind. There's this thing that I'm doing Mind Valley course, and I can't remember the name of it now. It's like the life visioning quest. And he said, and profoundly, and I've said it a couple times in the last few readings because it's come up, but you are not your mind, you have a mind. Okay. And I think Divine Feminine is trying to really master this power over her mind, right? The beast that gets away from her. Here's the moon in reverse. A lot of major energy for you, Divine Feminine, because even your heart space, I have more major energy coming for you. But this moon is in reverse because these limiting secret beliefs that were hidden, these experiences that were hidden, honestly, even the need to know about these things, there's a release. There's like a feeling of like, I know I can trust myself. That is the work that is being done. Trusting the self, trusting in our power, trusting in our magic. And in that way, it's like that masculine energy. We're like trusting in our masculine energy to be able to manifest as well. But that's the parallel for us, is like finding the hidden things that prevent us from manifesting. Instead of being so focused on what's keeping the masculine, being like, wait a minute, what keeps me from manifesting the things I need? The feminine story that feminine gendered or transgendered or feminine identifying individuals have been taught is that we must have a counterpart to have value, either in a dowry form, as literally a piece of property that is bought and sold, being able to produce a legacy. Like, there is this transactional quality that has been associated with the feminine for so long, that the story of partnership for feminine energy becomes about survival, because our value was only as, it was like something that came through the patriarchy. So we seek that energy in order to feel like we have value. And we don't trust the feminine energy inside of self to be able to accomplish. Like I keep morning pages again, and I literally wrote something about productivity that I was like, oh my God, so true. I said at the beginning of my morning pages, I said, I better get writing, and not so neatly, because your practice will end up taking hours. And I'm feeling scholarly lately, and there are many things I can be writing about in a more focused way. And then I said, I was tempted to say productive, but that negates the feminine energy of allowing intuition, inspiration, and flow as equally productive. So there is this reclaiming for the feminine of her own power. Because, remember, I have many decks, and this deck has a feminine in the magician, in the position of the magician. So it's her own power that she's tapping into, and that's being revealed to her. Then we're getting the Page of Wands, which is great because this is like inspiration. This is new ideas. And that's what's coming from releasing the fears and anxieties and the limiting beliefs that held onto her subconscious. She's now able to feel like a spark of excitement about the work she's doing. This is the 3 of coins. And it's about collaboration and partnership. It's interesting because we have this strength energy here right above it and the Ace of Wands. And it's like she's working on third party dynamics, third party, the material like aspects of dealing with energy in the physical. So this third party, remember, doesn't have to be like a person. People always think about it as a karmic relationship. But first of all, karmic just means lessons, like learning lessons. So every relationship is technically a karmic relationship. And this can be work, career, belief systems. It really doesn't have to be a person. But it's just something that comes between the partners. And we see the feminine excited about this potential, I think, to have experiences in the 3D. Now, it doesn't mean with her twin and with someone else. It doesn't even matter. It's just the idea that she, by releasing these fears or old ideas about what she's capable of, about her strength, about the appropriateness of what she desires, by releasing all of that, she can make it happen. She can, or allow it to happen in the material. She's going to be able to collaborate in partnerships with people. And she's very excited because of this reciprocity. Wow. And also, I love that the reciprocity card has my puppers in it. I have this dog. This is literally my dog. She descended from this culture. She's a white husky. But so, yep, that's you. She just lifted her head up. So the divine feminine she's brought illumination to the things that have held her back from reciprocity. And now when she works in partnership, she's only accepting what she puts in, she's going to get back out. If she puts something in, she gets it back out. That's the 10 of Pentacles. I'm very excited. So she has new ideas about the 10 of Pentacles, the material manifestation, all of her health, wealth, prosperity here on the earth. This is a card that has this patriarchal character who's looking over a whole bunch of individuals. It's not just like the family dynamic that comes from the Smith-Waite card. This is more of a sense of a long lasting legacy that will affect many individuals. It's become less about divine feminine's, original idea of what material happiness was. Now it's about her friendships and the people she affects on a daily basis. And that if you live in the present moment, if you're very much in the present moment, I think of the Page of Wands energy like an excited little puppy. And a puppy is like, oh, there's something here. And they're like, oh my God, this is here. When I was like, I first was trying to teach my puppy, I could not, if we were outside, she did not care about treats. Like, she could give a fuck. Like, treats did not matter. It was like, there's this and there's that and there's this and there's the other thing. And everything was equally exciting. And divine feminine is understanding that your life is composed of many moments, not just the one, not just the twin, not just the reunion, not just the, it's everything. It's all of it. And that's really exciting energy to see from her. Touching my heart today, because the heart space of the divine feminine, the 5 of Cups is in reverse. This is a refusal to be focused on the past and spilled cups, and embracing instead these 2 cups that are behind the feminine. I'm using the Crow Tarot. And by the way, I don't think I mentioned that this tarot here is the divine the Tarot of the Divine. This fairy godmother energy, I also forgot to mention, this is also Divine Feminine, maybe releasing fairy and fantasies, okay? Fairy tales and fantasies. No more magical thinking, but actually being magic, which is an incredible sort of thing that happens. The magical thinking is like, oh, it's co-creating, not instant gratification button, but set the intention, forget it, and just be in the moment and do the joy, do the thing that makes you feel joyful, and then allow that thing to come. That is magical, right? But it's not magical thinking because it's requiring you to have to actually manage your energy during the time that you're awaiting the arrival of the thing that you've asked for. And how do you manage your energy? You manage your thoughts. You take your focus off of the things that are worrying, concerning you from the past, and instead hold on to the knowledge that there is always something there. Things are always working out for me. Because when you really think about it, that's true. And the way that I know that is true is that you are watching this, which means you have a privilege that there are many, 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 many of us do not have. And that privilege in and of itself means that in some way, shape, or form, things have worked out for you to the point where you can experience this blessing of having whatever device you have to tune in to this streaming consciousness that we now all have limited access to. Again, I let 2 cards come out and I can't believe it. I let 2 cards come out for the first position, and then I let 2 cards come out for the first position of the heart space because that happened as well. And I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's incredible. I couldn't just, oh my God, this is insane. I cannot, even the next card is fucking dead. Okay. Holy shit. It's the fucking Ace of Pentacles in reverse and the Devil. And what's really fascinating about this is that we see Divine Feminine's headspace. We see her thinking, I am not going to let my desires consume me. And in the heart space, we see her facing the Devil energy. And what would the desire be that would potentially consume her that she is successfully countering? Because this is a card that's literally about feminine energy countering the ego mind. Okay? We have her ego mind fixated on not receiving the offer, on the offer not coming, even though the niggling thing in the back of Divine Feminine's mind is this offer is coming. It's coming, right? So what's Divine Feminine doing? Because she's so wise, beautiful, amazing, talented, and incredible. She's controlling her thoughts about the possibility that the offer she wants will never come. She's like, no fucking way. I am a queen and I am going to get what I desire. Absolutely nothing is going to prevent me from that. No demon, no devil. I don't give a fuck, demon star. I'm getting this shit. Right? Which is incredible. I'm proud of her. Amazing. What is freaking me out is that the moon card, oh my God, it's right here. And then the clarifying card is the moon card. Oh my God. So Divine Feminine, again, brilliant, loving, feeling, compassionate, amazing Divine Feminine. The fear and anxiety of the head space or of the heart space, right? The unknown, the secrets, the mysteries, the things that bother her. Again, her headspace is like, don't bother me anymore. I don't worry anymore. The heart is like, oh, but what if somebody doesn't love me? And the headspace is like, that is crazy. That's crazy. So Divine Feminine is balancing, tuning into the heart space, releasing, knowing, being able to tell the difference between fear, anxiety, and intuition. This excitement, this Page of Wands, new ideas about this Two of Swords energy. Now, the Two of Swords is an energy of standstill, of crossroads, of decisions, opposing ideas, blocking somebody, preventing them from coming through. But it's about going within, going inward. And Divine Feminine has had to go within in this time that she has paused with the masculine energy in order to find that spark again, in order to find that joy, that childlike joy and passion that would help her to leave behind these bleak thoughts and ideas about the barrenness of her future. Remember, she's battling the idea that she's not going to get that prosperity and wealth. And we're seeing her here countering this again, her headspace, countering the fears and anxieties that have kept her locked in place. She's not wanted to make a decision, but she has got new ideas about that. Five of Pentacles in reverse, clarifying the Three of Coins. I could not have chosen better cards. Like, that's how, if literally, if I went through and decided which cards to pick, it wouldn't be this good. I'm not this clever. The solution in the headspace to the lack mentality, tuning into the release of the feelings of lack, tuning into the abundance that's in the heart space, which is allowing her to believe that her work that she does in the world will not be lacking. 9:44 on the clock. It will not put her into a state of poverty. She will see abundance of affection, of financial prosperity, of love, of all that she has been asking for. This Six of Pentacles is being guarded and protected by this feeling of her heart space of the Queen of Swords. She is setting healthy boundaries. She does not accept anything less than what she gives. So if there's somebody that's not turning up, she's not getting into this vicious energy. She's just being pretty logical. She's being like, oh, it's okay. It's not personal. This person not ready to reciprocate. It's not about me. Because it's not about me, I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I'm not that concerned about it. I'm just going to go about my business. I'm going to see only love, and I'm going to continue to give. And when I see a return, I will invest even more into that person. And if I don't see a return, that's fine. They can go on their way. There's really nothing that traumatic about this transformation. And do you want to know why it's possible for Divine Feminine to imagine a happy ending like this? Because her heart, the Three of Swords is in reverse. Her heart has been healed. She has pulled out the swords. She has stopped hurting herself by choosing people that are disconnected from their heart space. She has started to really heal any wounds that would keep her from believing she could have this happiness with anyone she desires, honestly. Stunning, Divine Feminine, at 33 minutes on the clock. All right, let's go ahead now and see what Divine Masculine is up to. Over here. Top of the deck, overall headspace for the masculine. The Chariot in reverse. He can't hold back these reins anymore. This is a feeling of utter chaos, out of control. He is thinking, I have lost control. I can't keep this back. I can't do anything to keep this from moving forward. And that is a double-edged sword, because quite literally, because in the back of his mind, underlying all of his thoughts and decisions, the struggle about this motion, about not going forward when there is this feeling of not being able to hold oneself back anymore. The Six of Swords is about moving to the next level, moving to the next shore. It's about having established this truth and awareness that these decisions that you were refusing to make, the silence that you were keeping, over the heartache and pain, the grieving, these things that you felt too delicate to be able to escape, You see the truth now. These are illusions. And in this card, underlying everything is this idea that this transformation must take place. There's nothing that can prevent it. And either he moves or divine feminine goes away. The first thing on his mind is the 5 of Swords in reverse. So, and this is interesting because it's like 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? That takes us back to the Ace of Swords, which will be the truth. And that ace is right here. It's in both cards. It's traveling through every single one of the suits in this deck, and in every deck. And here we see the division. If I make this choice, I hurt myself. If I make this choice, I hurt myself. Rather than make these choices, I just have, like, I had accepted defeat and just would do nothing. That was the past. But we've moved on because this is the regressive energy. We're releasing this defeat. We're not accepting defeat. Instead, we're progressing to the 6 energy, where we take that ace and we distinguish we grieve, right? We grieve for the pain that was caused when we finally did have to hurt someone, which hurt us. The next thing on the masculine mind, Mother of Swords in reverse. This is also multi-layered. We have the 5 of Swords. There was most likely a decision between 2 queens. One of the queens had to go, had to be cut out. The queen that had to be cut out had a distorted energy, probably from patterning that masculine carried in from childhood. And divine masculine, even though it hurt him to hurt this individual, he had to release this person. And this is in the current position. The other meaning of this card is that his indecision caused the feminine energy to enter into this, which is she is maintaining boundaries until she sees reciprocity. So the masculine, while he was doing this work to release whatever energy, it could be wounds from the mother that he received as a child, could have been an actual person, it could have been an actual mother that ties were cut off from. It's really, there's a collective reading here, so there's many different interpretations, but ultimately we're seeing that the masculine is, because of indecision, has now entered into a place where he feels the feminine energy is pretty harsh towards him. Okay. I shuffled the Wild Unknown and it was being weird. This deck, and this is the masculine's headspace, and it was like not giving me cards, and I was like, what is going on? And it would keep, like, a bunch of cards would fall out, and I just, like, way too many. And at one point when that happened, this 10 of Pentacles came out, and I saw that it was in its reverse. And when I put it back, I turned it around and put it into the deck, and then I shuffled a bunch of times, and then I'll twist the deck a couple of times too. Here it is again. And it is in the position that it was in when I saw it the first time, not in the position that I put it back into the deck in. So it definitely, for the divine masculine, is a feeling that he has lost this 10 of Pentacles, which is so interesting because divine feminine is over here feeling like she's found it. So divine masculine really had to hurt himself. He really had to hurt himself. He really had to hurt a feminine energy. It could have even been the divine feminine that he had to hurt. But he had to do something. He had to make some kind of a choice. And he didn't want to be defeated by the indecision. So whatever choice he made, It has caused a loss of financial prosperity. This can be from divorces. It can be from his family falling apart. If there wasn't a legal marriage, if there are children involved. And I also think it is him facing that his idea of what this meant has completely transformed. It's no longer anything like, remember, because the feminine's idea has completely transformed too. So that's another potential thing. And I should say too, the Mother of Swords in reverse is definitely an overthinking energy. So there is kind of an awareness here that he has been overthinking his happiness, like, and that is blocking him from receiving it. And then I let 2 cards come out for this position. We're getting the Wheel of Fortune upright, which has come out a lot recently, and the King of Pentacles in reverse. So this is a change in fortune for the masculine energy. This is why he's not feeling defeated so much by his headspace. There has been a change or shift, a positive shift in fortune that has taken him from this feeling of lack or unworthiness, and he's really changed these ideas about himself. He's faced the things about him that were distorted about his ego. When he was viewing himself as protecting the connection, he's recognizing that really he was just protecting his desires. So he's starting to have that thinking about himself in the headspace. The next thing is the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. So it's time. It is time for the harvest. But it is going to be really, really create anger from this energy who he had to cut out. This energy who's been cut out is going to be very impatient with him, 955, because I believe that I have this feeling that the masculine energy was leading on another energy. He didn't want to disappoint this energy from his past. And I think he was not being honest with either the divine feminine or this other energy. I think he was pacifying them. I think he was like kind of making them feel like if they were patient that he would, come around or change his mind or change and like return, like he would come back to them. And he made it seem like that was going to happen. And that is going to really make this energy that he was sort of just, think about it. If this person that you focus on with this dominant masculine energy in them, if they breadcrumb you, who are the love of their life, and you really are, how do you think they treated the past energy? So this masculine has breadcrumbed, has planted seeds with this other energy for a time in the standstill, making that energy think things could change. He kept it that way because there was less conflict. I'm also seeing him realize that the divine feminine's impatience with him, he's afraid, he's thinking she's going to be extremely angry if he doesn't come and do what he needs to do. And then look at the 7 of Swords coming out after the 7 of Pentacles. This is a card of trickery, of deceit. And it is a card that is clarifying the loss of happiness. The 10 of Pentacles, the loss of material happiness, comes from divine masculine's trickster energy. The lies, the things that were hidden, the strategy. He could have been hiding a past family. There could have been so many things that, I hesitate to even feed a lot of detail into this card because there isn't detail. It's sort of like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the details are. But this impatience he's realizing in his head, if I don't communicate, if I don't speak, if I don't uncover these lies, if I don't risk hurting my divine feminine's feelings by telling her what went down, I'm going to lose it all. That's in his head right now. In his heart, I showed you, is the Ace of Pentacles. And this, I chose the Wise Dog Tarot today to counter the Crow Tarot because I love these two decks by the same makers. Oh my God, I can't believe it for a second. Okay. And we have the Divine Masculine feeling that he has this offer for the feminine and thinking there's nothing he can do to hold it back anymore. It is out of his control. Now, there's two potential meanings based on the rest of the headspace. There could be some masculines who cannot give this offer at this time because they are in third-party relationships. So either the divine feminine is a third party and they are married right now, or there is a third party that they are hiding and they can't give the offer to you because of that other energy. And remember, the third party can be a belief system, an authority, a legal contract for a job. It doesn't have to be about another feminine energy. But there is the Mother of Swords in reverse here. But I also feel that that's about the divine feminine being very upset and impatient because divine masculine isn't telling her, isn't communicating, isn't revealing his secrets about why he has not brought in this material happiness for the feminine. And remember, we saw him changing, right? He's changing this. So I'm not seeing that this person is like hiding. I don't see this person as cheating. I want to say that for the record. But every person is different and not everybody is focused on their twin. They can be focused on a false twin or, just a karmic partnership. So this divine masculine, though, the other storyline that isn't he can't give the offer because of a hidden family or something like that is that he knows that he must give this offer, that he can't do anything to hold back this offer, because if he does anything to hold back this offer, he will lose his happiness. What's funny is divine feminine didn't have a lot of pressure going on. Oh, you know what? I never showed you the bottom of the deck for divine feminine. I just realized. The bottom of the deck for the divine feminine for the heart space was the Magician upright, which is a huge thing because we had the moon upright and in reverse, and we had the same exact thing happening with the Magician also. So the headspace, trying to learn to trust her magic, the heart space, feeling the power that she has, the magic that she has, really feeling like empowered. I'm sad I forgot. I missed that. That's a beautiful thing. Okay. So divine masculine. Oh shit, I forgot. He's feeling he wants to give this offer. The niggling feeling in the back. I always say, I want to say in the back of the mind, but it's like in the back of the heart. The niggling feeling of the heart space, I shit you not, is the moon. So 3 times a charm. Oh, I love this when this happens. So yes, we have the moon. We have divine masculine afraid. Okay. Afraid of the feminine energy. Afraid she's going to move on. Afraid that the situation is so delicate that his silence and the heartache is going to prevent them from flying. It's going to cut his wings and he's not going to be able to actually fly. Even if he's embraced this truth and hoping to move to this new shore, he's stuck looking at the water, like afraid to get into the boat to go to the new shore, afraid to give this offer. And again, I let 2 cards come out for the first position. Oh, wow. So I love this because here we were talking about the potential that the choices could be between two divine feminines, etc., etc. And then I see this. We're getting the Devil card in reverse and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Now, if this was another queen, I would have been like, two queens. And I guess you could say that this is a karmic card, the Devil. But I don't buy that. The choices that divine masculine had to make was between his divine feminine or his ego, his addiction, his bondage to something. And in order to choose the feminine, he's had to release the addiction, whatever it is, the bondage. I suppose you could say a karmic partner, but I am not feeling that. I don't feel it. I feel that it is really just about the ego here, not about other partnership. So in order to choose his divine feminine, he has to release this addiction. Remember, he has decided to make a choice, right? He sees the truth of what choice he must make. It's now or never. Third party card, 3 of Cups in reverse, clarifying the Queen, the Mother of Swords in reverse. So there is definitely a release of a third party energy. Now, again, like I said, it doesn't have to be a past partner. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. This can be overthinking, which is also associated with the Devil card. The Devil card is about the ego. It's about constantly thinking about the things that prevent us from being able to do the things we want to do. It's about, it can be also, the Devil card can also be about obsession and spying. And this is a card about clarity. And when it's in its reverse, it can be about confusion. It can be about no longer trying to see or spy on the feminine. It can be about work or career having to release its hold. It can be about his original wounds he received from his mother or his mother's mother's mother. Literally, there's no reason to focus on karmic energy. I just want to tell you, release that. That will keep you in separation, okay? I'm just being called to really emphasize this today. But regardless, if there is a past energy, it doesn't even matter. It is released. He's decided to release it. The other meaning that you could have from this is that the divine feminine is very angry that the union has not yet taken place. The divine feminine the masculine feels that way. But I see it as divine masculine is choosing to release, to learn his karmic lessons, release attachments, release addiction, release bondage, release any third party energy that is blocking his 10 of Pentacles so that he can have a fresh start, the Fool. Holy shit, these cards. I can't believe what's coming next, okay? He wants to have a blank slate. He wants to start fresh with the divine feminine. He wants to throw out all of his ideas of what he thought his material prosperity and happiness would be like. And he wants to envision something new. He's loyal. He's ready to go. He feels supported and he's ready to take the leap. And he's changed, right, his ideas about himself so that he can collaborate, oh my God, come into a 3D union with the divine feminine, because in the same position for her was this 3 of Pentacles and the release of lack mentality. So in order for feminine to come into 3D union, she has to release the lack mentality. In order for the divine masculine to come into 3D union, he had to change his ideas about lack mentality and about reputation and ego. This is a fucking incredible reading. Okay, and then clarifying the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, we have the 2 of Pentacles. This is the energy of making a decision, of weighing things. And we have the eternal connection here, the back and forth that has always taken place between these two. And I am shocked because this Seven of Swords is being clarified by the Seven of Swords. The amount of union. And the thing that I am thinking right now is not that divine masculine is choosing to stay hidden, choosing to remain hidden or secretive, because we're getting the most loyal dog that you could possibly own here, which is the other breed that my dog is, a white German Shepherd Husky. I am seeing that he is strategizing. He's like, like I see him being like, like I'm getting Cardi vibes here. She came out today, but being like, like I've got a plan, I've got a surprise. And that can also be what this is about too. He's afraid, he's nervous, and he's anxious because he has a surprise planned for this offer. There is definitely a feeling of this coming from getting this card twice. And this being about him choosing how exactly to give this offer because he can't hold back anymore. It's time to make the choice. It's just merely, how is he going to do it? Or maybe he already knows how. And there's a surprise. I mean, okay. The thing is, how do you know divine feminine that is real for you? And there's a lot of people that come to watch this video. So there are people at different stages of their journey. There are different phases of sacred union. There's sacred union in self must happen first before you see it physically. So there might be some of us that are just coming into sacred union. They're finally understanding this. And there are others who may see a physical manifestation of that union, but it varies for everybody. But divine feminine, you know, because underlying all of your thoughts is this offer that divine masculine is figuring out or has figured out how to give you. You know it. You know it. All right, we're going to go now to the oracles so we can do any healing that needs to happen for the twins to come into union. Divine feminine, you are in the shadow attributes right now of the slave archetype. This is giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. Now, ooh, that's interesting. Also, your Five of Cups is spinning around and around. This Two of Swords that came up for you, this is that, exactly this, giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. But instead, you need to surrender your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. So this is just you really needing to learn this lesson. There is you being like, well, I'm not going to do anything because I don't want to make the wrong choice. And there's you being like, I don't need to make a choice. This choice will be made for me by the divine. The divine is going to show me, and I'm going to completely trust what the divine shows me. That's where you need to be, divine feminine. Here's the animals card with St. Francis of Assisi. This is loyalty and companionship. I chose the Wise Dog Tarot today, and we saw dogs all over the place. So we have this feeling here that the masculine energy, divine feminine, is truly loyal to you, and that you can have this peace of mind from this. This is also a call to spend time and focus on our loved ones in their spirit animal forms. You are good enough, divine feminine. Good morning, Christina. This full moon in Virgo energy is you releasing any anxiety that you are not good enough. And you know what? I actually feel that this is you knowing this. You know this. This is you figuring this out, that you can trust in your magic, that you can surrender and trust the divine, that you are worthy, that you are good enough, and that you are going to get what you desire. And I think this is you knowing that you are good enough. prosperity lies ahead. In reverse, this is Taurus energy. And it's new moon in Taurus too. So it's like new ideas about prosperity, but it is lying ahead. It's interesting. I let you get 2 animal cards today. Oh, wow. And it came out with this bear, which the bear in Lenormand is it's like a bear market, right? It's prosperity. It's like this major abundance. And it's very interesting to see these 2 cards having come out together. And when these come out in reverse for me, it switches the timing. So if it says it's ahead, it makes me want to emphasize to you that you need to see this prosperity right now, that it's not down the road. It's not like when you do this, that, and the other thing. It's not like when you get it right or get it perfectly. Look at the union in the color patterns of these cards. Compare that to the other spirit animal card that came out that I'm going to read. I think it's so fascinating to just really believe in the connection between you feeling at home and authentic and able to rest in yourself, because this is take a time out, and your ability to receive the prosperity that is already here. The other card that came out for you is the Scarab Beetle card. It says magic works through you. And that coming out with your Magician card in reverse is literally like this affirmation for you, not to be afraid that your magic won't work, to trust that the magic that you have, it does pass through you. You're wanting to be, I'm looking for the book, you're wanting to be in channeler consciousness. This is, in ancient Egypt, the scarab beetle was revered for the creative magic of scarab beetle reminds us that we can bring forth something extraordinary, seemingly out of thin air. Whenever you let your creativity flow through you, scarab beetle spirit reminds you that spirit has given you the gift of infinite potential. You have an ally as you fashion something new or repurpose the old. For spirit co-creates with you, channeling energy through you, so that you feel replenished and vitalized as you make magic with what is at hand. Now is the time for great optimism, for you can accomplish anything you desire, and your creative endeavors will come to fruition. Miracles, opportunities, abundance, and love will appear seemingly out of nowhere as you allow spirit to work through you and magically manifest what you need. And I'm absolutely seeing this happen since I have shifted into channeler consciousness. So there's 4 states of consciousness. There's the victim consciousness. We begin there usually in our spiritual journey. Then this is coming from that program that I'm doing, that life visioning quest. I love how they break this down. Of victim consciousness. After victim consciousness is manifestation consciousness. This is where you realize that you have control over your environment and your experiences through your thoughts and through your ability to tune into some kind of a higher power. After manifestation consciousness comes channeling consciousness, where you see yourself as the vessel through which that power moves. And then finally, you ascend into the level of consciousness, which I cannot remember the name of right now. I wonder if I wrote it down. I'll look it up after. But the channeler consciousness is where you're shifting. It's like you get manifestation. Now you're understanding. So the first one is to me. Victim consciousness is to me. Manifestation consciousness is by me. Channeling consciousness is through me. And the last stage, I can't think of the word in front of it, but it is, being consciousness is as me. Those are the 4 stages. So you are on the through me stage of your spiritual journey. And these stages are not linear also. But very beautiful message, Divine Feminine. And your final, oh my God, your final theme for this week, Divine Feminine, is the Ace of Cups. And it's always upright coming from the Thoth Tarot, but it's upright from my feeling of the cup. It is accepting the magic from the creator. Look at the color. Look at the union between these 2 images. They're so profound. You cannot be powerful, divine feminine, without tuning into the creator. And so your job is to just do that. And it is to see only love, to see only love, to see only that which you want to create. And this is about new love, new opportunities for love. Divine Masculine, your turn. Doctor is in. All right, Divine Masculine, you know what? You're not disappointing me today. And that's saying a lot, because you've been disappointing me for some time, but I'm feeling pretty good about this. Because if you've got, I want to give the Ace of Pentacles, and I'm choosing to do it, and I'm not exactly sure how to do it, and that yada, 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 but I can't hold it back anymore. There's nothing I can really do about it. It's going to happen. Oh my. I would love that you're in this energy. The light attributes of the Don Juan. So you are spotlighting your positive, seductive qualities. Go in, masculine. Divine Feminine was in this energy herself a couple of days ago, and you're whipping out your offer, so to speak. So I'm guessing that this is going to work well for you as well as it worked for her. So come and get it. Come and get it. Your guardian angel is here to protect your inner child. Any of the wounds, I'm getting this message right now, that any of the wounds that you have received from the past, deeply rooted within you, those wounds are being healed as I speak these words, right? Because the words that I speak today, I offer words of good intent. I have chills and I feel emotion coming up. I offer words of good intent. And this was a sign from above that you would receive this innocence, this fresh start, this new beginning. It was promised by this reading that this is what is in the highest good of all. So these words that I offer of good intent, I grant you now through this message that these wounds that have held you back, they are healed. And why? Because you already got the Wheel of Fortune, and now you're getting, again, luck is on your side. You are in alignment. Luck is not random. It is alignment. It is alignment. It is not random. People think, oh, you win the lottery, it's luck, it's random. Nope. It's not. It's alignment. When you are in alignment with all that you are, then you have access to everything that you have ever desired in that moment of alignment. But you have to be ready to receive. Spirit has a plan. This is koala spirit. This is divine masculine here, moving with that 5 of swords or 7 of swords energy rather. This is a really exciting reading for me. In nature, the koala moves slowly through the branches of the eucalyptus tree, leisurely chewing the leaves, reminding us that life is not a race or a competition. Chasing around after every distraction can keep us from recognizing that we have all we need and that spirit will always be there with gifts to sustain us. You are being asked to trust that by moving slowly with faith in the abundance that is everywhere, surrendering to a power greater than yourself, you will be able to experience the manifestation of your desire. As you take your time, enjoying the riches available to you right now, sitting peacefully, you begin to radiate the joy and abundance you seek. Spirit is here to help you discover happiness, pleasure, and contentment, all gifts that are yours now and in the future. Have faith and trust in Spirit's plan for you, and know that you are loved and cherished. The joy I feel at the next card, this is masculine's theme. Completion. This is a continuation. He's been working on this because it came up for another reading, but now I don't know which day. Doesn't matter. It's here again. because those karmic cycles, the devil card in reverse, the 3 of Cups in reverse, those things that were problematic, the things that were holding him back, the blocks, the obstacles, complete. And it is now Divine Masculine's job to complete the cycle. Divine Feminine had the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. The only thing missing here is the Ace of Swords, and Divine Masculine carries that in the surprise that he's planning, in the strategy that he's planning for coming forward. Okay, let's close this reading out with the final messages from Spirit for the twins. These are the things that they are in union in regards to. This is the point where I tell you, please go click pearlsprayers.com and click support or send me a deck or book a reading. I would really love to be home by Christmas, and I need to get a vehicle to do that. And so in order to do that, I need donations. I need to have my readings booked. So please go and do that. And also take advantage of the next 30 days or so, because after January 1st, I will not be able to do the virtual readings as much. So it's going to be much more limited access to virtual readings, but you'll still be able to get pre-recorded readings. So those are still going to be available, but the prices are going to change. Things are going to shift on the site. So take advantage now of the current pricing, the ability to have an actual Zoom session with me. And that's all going to be available for the next month. I only do about 1 or 2 readings a day, especially if I have bigger ones, because I do these free ones in the morning. So I have limited time. So take advantage now, because it will change soon. So that is my please go help me message. And also just go, if you want to hear my music, it's also there as well. And I appreciate that. And if you can't support me financially, subscribe, share, save these to playlists, just flirt with my Instagram, go do my TikTok stuff. Just that all helps me. Speaking of my TikTok, I am within 800 followers from being at creator level, which means I will actually be able to modestly, I will say, monetize the TikTok. I don't know exactly how lucrative that will be. It doesn't seem that lucrative, but it will be nice to be able to be considered a creator and have more access to those tools to hopefully be able to not have to beg for people to go support me. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and finish out this reading, and I'm excited. This energy is looking good. Wow, you're hitting me with that card again. All right, that means I have to look it up and stop being efficient with my energy. That's what I say now instead of lazy. And you heard that here from me. You can steal that one. You're not lazy. You're efficient with your energy. You're a fucking genius, okay? You are in the light attributes right now, both of you, of the healer. This means that you have a passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, and the ability to help transform pain into healing. And I'm seeing the most beautiful message coming from this, which is that both of you have fully embraced the joy that as you have learned to love and heal yourself, you have allowed your partner, this person that you love, to do the same. You have showed them, you have modeled it, they have modeled it for you, and it has been this back and forth energy. And what you thought was a back and forth of pain and heartache, you're now realizing it wasn't. It was a back and forth of healing. It was constantly having that energy there, never ever letting you slip away from their consciousness, always being held the way that you are held in the creator's consciousness. And it gave you the knowledge and the awareness of the spiritual journey. It taught you about God's love, and you feel a lot of gratitude for one another. And you have a passion now to help yourselves because you can see how it transforms pain into healing for everyone. Your guardian angel is here to tell you to just take a deep breath. Let's just take a deep breath. Let's just close your eyes and just breathe deeply, whatever breathing cycle you prefer. I always hate when they tell me to breathe, and I'm like, trying to, like, people breathe a lot more shallowly than I do. I don't know if it's because I'm a singer, but I'll just be like, I'll be taking my in breath and they'll already be on like the third breathe out. And I'll be like, I'm way behind on the breaths. So let's just breathe whatever cycle works for you. Just breathe. Did you notice there was nothing wrong with you just in that moment? You were alive. You were breathing. It's a privilege. Pause more throughout your day. And when you do that, you can also feel that presence of that love because you're holding each other like this, cherishing one another in each other's consciousness every time that you pause. Conclusions are within reach. And within reach means I don't have to get up. I don't have to walk over to anything. I can literally just grab my coffee right here and be so happy in just a second. It's within my reach. I just need to reach for it. Owl spirit is back. The protection message today, and it says, you see clearly now. And getting the Queen of Swords energy so much, and then this owl, which has that wisdom and Queen of Swords energy for me, and it was literally the Queen of Swords was an owl. So let's see. She was an owl, right? Yeah. In reverse. So literally the same positioning as the masculines. Twins, are you feeling overwhelmed and overpowered by all that you are sensing? Yes. Are you highly sensitive right now and in information overload, feeling too much and taking in too much stimulation? The antidote for overwhelm is to become grounded and return to your safe nest so wisdom can offer you clarity and guide you on managing the flow. Take a break to ground yourself in the reality of your everyday senses. Go for a walk in nature. Perhaps you can stop to lie on the ground or hug a tree or just stroll down the street beneath the soothing sky so that you can regroup and clear your energy field. Your wisdom and ability to make sense of all you are feeling and experiencing will return as Owl Spirit reminds you of your need to get clear. I just think your heads are all, because it's really close and it's all just do the pause thing. Do the pause just throughout the day. I want you to think about me telling you to breathe in whatever cycle you want for a second. Okay. All right. I am going to read this card. Wow. This is very, very powerful to me. This says, I converse with awareness, and which is such a Queen of Swords energy to me because she communicates, right, her ideas, her thoughts. She has this awareness within her. And I've never gotten this card before. So it's also 33, of course. Of course. And it says, conversation is an art form all its own, a balancing act of question and answer, inquiry and insight, listening and hearing all at once. Combined with the variable aspects of speed, volume, gestures, body language, stress, rhythm, intonation, pitch, pausing, and phrasing, all within the constraints of a language's ecosystem of conventions, dimensions of dialogue may vary depending on the context of how you are conversing and the relationship you have with the person you are conversing with. Initiation into understanding language's variables, conventions, and creative power can occur through the divine art of conversation. When we are aware of how to effectively exchange ideas while also appreciating the silent wisdom of the listening ears and not just waiting for our own turn to talk and be heard. Quid pro quo is exchanged for meaningful discourse and deeper connection. We are awake because we are alive, but being awake and being aware are not necessarily the same things. Our senses allow awareness to integrate with understanding when we utilize our own idealized intelligence in how we communicate, express, and converse with all we meet, not just friends or those in the inner circle. The circle of awareness and relationship expands by direct experience, and when we navigate all conversations and relationships with the mindset of a forever student, we may reveal potent lessons by the questions we choose to ask and how we actively listen to the answers communicated. Emotions are a universal language, and how our emotions affect conversation can either produce intimacy or push others away. Self-awareness is a necessity for a disciple of evolutionary dialogue. The Sapir-Whorf hypothesis posits that the structure of a particular language influences the modes of thought, behavior, and characteristics of the culture in which it is spoken. Cultivating a creative culture with an intention of living as an actualized, idealized human allows our living language to influence thought and behavior through our own embodied awareness. Hello in Arabic is Assalamu alaikum, a greeting which means peace be unto you, usually met with wa alaikum salam, meaning and unto you peace. Greeting others how you'd like to be greeted, in a sense, corresponds with the golden rule of treating others as you'd like to be treated. Peace is then found in equal wishes for being free of disturbance, aligned with kindness and well wishes. Wishing well and meaning well can at times be lost in translation when our awareness slips and we are asleep to how we may be affecting those we talk to or at. Progression can at times be a process through unlearning, a letting go of behavior patterns that dictate how you speak and deafen how you hear. Mute the mind that wants to make a point to make noise, and take note of where there's room for growth by seeking a conversational melody that balances the exchange of ideas, imagination, emotion, and intellect with a harmony of artistically idealized, conversational, conscious awareness. Wow, that was a big, long thing. But the meaning is so clear. It is time, after you have taken a minute, taken a breath, collected your thoughts, it is time to approach this communication between the two of you with awareness. Converse with awareness of each other. Converse with the awareness of the overall mission of sacred union. Letting go of the ego's desire to control the conversation, to control the outcome of the conversation, the content of the conversation. I see, hear, flow. And we also saw the same kind of flow coming from this very first card where we honed in the theme. I offer words of good intent, and I converse with awareness. To me, there is a sign from above that we have received today that you will receive a new opportunity to converse, to communicate, to talk about your feelings. And you want to do this with care. You want to do this in the light of the traits of the Queen of Swords. Converse with awareness of your person, of your needs, of your person's needs, balancing those things out. And then the Thoth hit me again with this card, which came out yesterday, and I was like, I don't know what it means. And I just kind of like, because it came out with another card, I was like, well, I'll just sort of guess. Well, read the energy of it. But I'm actually going to see if there is any, because it doesn't have a number. I don't know if it's just like a wild card or what. I think it might just be like a random card. Yeah, I don't know what it is. But when I saw it yesterday, what I saw was this shape here, the central point, and this shape here, right? Two things which form one thing. There's one focal point at the center here. And then I'm also seeing like 4 of Wands energy. So it's, to me, it's like this union in consciousness, because it's also in this blackness. It's like in this void. I'll pull the other bottom of the deck just to get a more clear message for the end, because I don't know how to give you that message for the week, other than that there is mystery here. Maybe there is something for you to embrace, that there are things that you're not meant to know necessarily, but it also could just be about this the tower. It's almost like the lightning from the tower, but it's like the realization of the possibility of the physical manifestation of something that has been just cosmic, just abstraction, just, you know, in another dimension, like trapped in another place. This is a massive shift and change. This is finally releasing anything that is blocking you from achieving that union that you are after. And this is just expecting a really huge transformation, change, massive shift in consciousness. I've had a massive shift in consciousness from this reading. And now that I'm 40 minutes late for my scheduling session, although I told Ash that I was going to be late today because I was just flowing with the energy. I will let you go, but I will see you all here on Wednesday morning for the Obstacles Removed spread. I'm going to probably start to do some live TikTok before I come onto YouTube. I did it on Sunday and I liked it, so I might do that again. So that might be possible. It will be very early morning TikTok though, so for those of you on the West Coast, you may miss it, but the East Coast people might be up and about. But I'm considering doing that on Wednesday. I will be here on Thursday and Friday, though, and then Saturday or Sunday, I will be with Grace Strega, and we will do another hour on live TikTok if you missed it. It was super fun, and the replay is still available on Grace Strega's page, but we did an hour of live reads on TikTok, and then we did a pick a personal reading. So at the beginning of the check-in, we each held a stone, and then you focused on which stone you wanted. And then we read them. And we actually, whatever stone we're holding, it doesn't mean that we're going to be the person that does the reading necessarily. We might be. It could be me doing the reading or Sin, but it's really the stone that you're focused on. So that reading is still available. If you go there now, you can go pick one and get a personal reading from either myself or Sin. I mean, you can also listen to both of them because you're called to listen to both of them, I'm sure. But you can pick which one resonates with you mostly. So go check that out on Grey, Grey, Strega, Strega, her Instagram page. And I guess I will see you all on Wednesday. Tomorrow's my day off. So have the best day. Take care.